Hello all, welcome to another session of SQL training. In the last class, we covered where where clause order by and order by with multiple columns. So I'll just revise the order by clause concept and then we'll move ahead with another topics. There are still some scenarios left for order by. Order by is like a huge topic. There are so many scenarios in order by. So we'll try to cover those scenarios as well in today's class. So I've shared you the recording of the last class in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so these things we covered in the last class. I've shared the list of scripts, like whatever we executed just for your practice purpose. And yeah, I told that I'll be sharing the assignments, but I missed to share that. So today I'll be sharing like post our class once I will upload the recordings and all. So along with that, I'll be sharing you the assignments for all these topics. So these are the basic topics. There are no much assignments, but yeah, we'll be sharing a couple of questions so that you can practice and get used to it. So we have created a new sheet and we'll be covering like this is my expected thing, what I'm supposed to cover on this one. So along with order by case, null blank, difference between null blank and zero. So these things I've thought to cover. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to our query window. So I've already prepared the scripts, like we have the scripts ready so that it will save some time for you. So we are creating an employee table. So in the last class, if you see that we covered these things order by with multiple columns, right? So when the name was no this one, so this was where clause with upper and lower condition. Yeah, here, like here in the start table, we saw that when there was a matching records for the first name column, then based on the second column, the SQL engine will sort this data. So that's what it was doing. Like when we are mentioning, when we are just mentioning one column in our select clause in our query, like this is select star from a student order by first name. Then it is just sorting based on the first name, like how the words are sorted in the dictionary. So it is sorting in that basis. But in this case, like we can see that there are two nomen in the table, but the last name was different for both the nomens, right? So then there is a topic called order by with multiple columns, right? Then we gave the last name condition here. Okay, like first order by based on the first name. And if so, see, whenever we are mentioning multiple clause in the order by, multiple columns in the order by, then the engine will only sort based on the second column or third column when there is a duplicate records based on previous column sorting, right? So in this we mentioned two column, like first name and last name. Like we want the engine to sort the data based on first name and then later sort based on last name. So in this case, like when it was sorting out, so their engine found that okay, we have two records, Naman, which is duplicate. So then for only for these records, it went to the second column and checked that okay, for these columns, what is the data? And since we have not mentioned anything after last name, so it understood that user wants me to filter based on the ascending order. So it sorted based on that order. We'll see these scenarios. I understand this that these topics are a little tough for a beginner person. Okay, so I'll be covering. So I'll just explain these scenarios once with a different example, and then let me know if you guys have any questions on this one. Okay, so I'll just create a table employee. Fine, so the table is created, and then I'll be inserting some data in this table. So we have a set of data prepared. Okay, so I've inserted some of the records in this table. Post inserting the records, like if you see, I've inserted some of the records. Now what I want, okay, just let me just fetch all the data from the table, right? So I'll try to fetch all the data from the table. When I will do select a star from employees, okay, it will give me all the data, and then I'll just copy paste and try to explain in the Excel. Easy. So this is the 5th of 5th of October class, and this is our table. Fine. Second, this is our voice table. Now in this table, if you can see that we have ID, name, department, and salary as column. Okay, and the data type for these columns are mentioned here, right? Like for ID, it is int. So ID can just store the integer value or the numerical values, and name is varchar, so it can only store the alphabetical or alphanumerical values, right? And the department is also varchar, so it will also store alphabetical or alphanumerical values. Okay? And again, the salary is integer. So there are more such data types. These are not the only data types in SQL. So we have float, we have date, we have bool. So those we'll be covering in coming lectures. So yeah, as of now, so we have inserted the data based on those conditions. So when they inserted these records, fine. Now what I want and what is the requirement is that I want to sort based on the salary column, fine. I want that person or the employee who is having much salary to be at the top, fine. So for that, I need to write salary descending, like sort it based on the descending order. So once I will write that, okay. So in our query, I will try to let's see the result. Fine. So when I'm writing select star from employees, not here to be order by. After order by, you must mention a column. So it will be salary, and I want it to be sorted based on the descending order. So I will just execute this and just see the result. Okay. So if you can see, the data, so it is sorted based on the descending order, like salary on descending order. So 7,000 first, and then sorry 70,000 first, then 68,000, and then every other records are in the descending order. So for this, what we wrote order by salary, and then descending, mention descending. If I would have mentioned salary ascending, then it would have sorted based on the ascending order that we have covered. But yeah, let's I will just revise those topics now. And even though if you're not mentioning anything, then again it will be sorting based on the ascending order. So by default, it is ascending after any column name. So in order by, if you're not mentioning anything, push the column name, so it will sort it based on the ascending order. But yeah, even we have keywords for ascending. So for that, you need to mention ASC and see. Now the records have been sorted based on the ascending order. I will just take this here. So what I will try to do is, okay, so 1 second. Yeah. Or all. Just to save space, I'm just doing these things. Fine. So these are all our data, and this is okay. 1 second, I will just mention the query so that in future, like if you go through the workbook or these notes, you can understand it easily. Fine. So these things we did. So it sorted based on the, so this was for descending order. Like you want to sort the data based on salary as descending, and here and salary as ascending order. So it is converted in the same order. It is sorted based on the same order. Now what I want is, okay. So what I want here, so this is the first thing. So whenever you are ordering, okay, or whenever you are applying order by in your query, or you're writing order by in your query, then always try to mention order by based on the integer values. Here we try to sort based on the integral values. Okay. So actually, when you have some integral values column, then always try to sort based on the integral values column. Fine. the performance has performance is improved when you are sorting based on the integral values column or numerical values column. But if you are sorting based on the varchar or alphanumerical values column, then a little bit like execution time difference is there. So that's why like if you have multiple lines of codes, so then it will take like some more milliseconds to execute in comparison to the varchar values. Fine. Okay. So but like if you have requirements as such that you do not have integer values and you want to sort based on the alphanumerical or character values, then you can do so. So for that, you just need to mention order by what was the column name? Department. So just mention department if you want to sort based on the department column. And see here we are not mentioning anything. So even though it will sort based on the ascending order. See it has sorted based on the ascending order. Now if you can see here that the data has been giving error. Sometimes it used to give error while copying the data and pasting. So what I need to do, let's try to copy it here. Yeah. In this case, so this was our result when we tried to sort based on the department column. And we have not mentioned anything, so that's why engine understood that okay, use to filter based on ascending order. Fine. So now if you can see our result set, see both the finance are at the top, then we have HR, then we have IT. So it is in ascending order. It's alphabetical, like how the words are sorted in the dictionary. So those in the same order, it's been classified when writing order. Okay. So this is clear. I hope this is clear till now. If you have any questions, like you can ask any in the middle of the class as well. I just don't want to give you exact time to ask questions. Like you can ask anywhere. You're covering the topics and if you're not getting or you want me to explain with the different scenarios, so those things you can just tell me and then I'll take a different example and we'll try to explain it again. Fine. Okay. So till here, if you see that we have two finances, finance column, two HR column, sorry, three HR column, and two IT department column. So here, if you can see that why it's ordering based on this way. So there was two records for the finance department, right? So why it has sorted in this manner, like 60,000 first and 62,000 and the next. So there is no such explanation for these topics, okay? So what engine does, engine is not even thinking of this salary column or other columns. Just because you're just mentioning order by department. So you want the data to be sorted based on the department column. So it is just taking all the data and just sorting it out and just giving you the result. So whatever you are expecting to fetch. So it is not even caring like what other data are present in these apart from the department column. That's why like it can give the data in any manner. It's not like somewhere it's ascending, somewhere it's descending, anything it can give. If you would be thinking that no, it's giving me ascending or descending, no, it's not like that. It's giving the data in any manner. See, for these two records, the salary is 60,000 and 62,000. So it's like ascending order. But here, if you can see, for these three records, see, 50,000, 55,000, 52,000. So there is no such fixed thing that it will sort based on ascending or descending. If you have multiple duplicate records, it's not like that. So what it is actually doing, it's just comparing or sorting based on the department column and it's giving you the result. It's not even caring what other data are present in other columns. Okay, so any questions still here? Okay, I hope you are getting these things. So we are just revising. Okay, So there is no answer. So I hope I'm taking no as a response and we'll move forward. Fine. But I want the class to be interactive. Like if you are not speaking, I'm not getting like if you're understanding it or not. Fine. But yeah, you will have the recordings. You can just go and then incoming lectures, like incoming classes, you can even ask to me like what other, or if you're not getting any topics. So you have the full freedom to ask any questions any of the time if you have covered that topic. So if you have covered that topic, you can ask any question from those topics. But if you're not covering, then sorry to say that we will not take those questions right now. Once we cover those topics, then you can ask from those topics as well. So just to make the balance, we are like keeping the courses in that manner. Fine. So here you understood that it's not taking care or it's not caring about other columns. It's just whatever mentioned in the order by, it's just taking care of those things. And then it is sorting based on that way. Fine. So here you can see that there are duplicate records. Now, if you want to classify or if there is a requirement, like if your client tells that, okay, now there are two duplicate records for finance or there are three records for HR. So why the salary is not in some fixed way, either ascending or descending? So he can raise this question. So then you can like ask or tell to your BA, right, that we do not have any such requirement. So you can check with your BO that if there was such any requirement, if there was any such requirement, that if we have duplicate records or if you have multiple records with the same values, then what we need to do in that case. So actually you need to ask those things whenever you're doing query and whenever you are working on some projects. Okay, so these things, like, okay, once you start working and once you're working on the project, so these things you'll get. But yeah, I'm just giving you a flavor of those things that you can ask these questions. That okay, here we are getting duplicate records, so what I should do in that case? So there, suppose your BA told that okay, fine, we are getting duplicate records. Okay, let's sort based on the salary column. Like keep the department column as it is, but also add the salary column. So it means that when we have duplicate records, like first sort it based on department column in ascending order. But when you have duplicate records, then sort it based on the salary as ascending. Okay. So again, as I mentioned in the previous class, that when you have duplicate records, then only it will go and check the other column. But if you do not have any duplicate records in your table, or if you do not have any duplicate data, okay, then it won't check the other column, even if it is present in the order by clause. We'll just sort based on the first column. Okay, so just try to do that. So just okay. So what is our requirement is, so what I want here, so we want that if there are duplicate records, we want to sort it based on salary column. So I just mention here ascending, and then here I will be mentioning salary as ascending. Okay. So see this department, for this it is this ascending, and for this salary again we have mentioned ascending. So both the things are in ascending. So see, once I execute this, you will see the record. And now it will have a format. Now if you see this data, it's giving me some now if you see our data, oh again it's giving me issue. Or I will just okay, some of the times it gives me issue. No issue. I will just try to be with this one. Fine. So if you can see our output, okay. Now let's see. Now can you tell me that if the output has been sorted in that order, what was our requirement? So what was our requirement is, I will just, okay. So our requirement was that I want to sort based on the based on the department column. So these are the department columns. Sorry, these are the duplicate records for duplicate department column. Like first, it has sorted based on the department column, and then for these duplicate records, it has checked that okay, if user has mentioned any other column details, okay, yes, then you will see yes, user has mentioned salary column in ascending order. So what user wants me to sort it based on the ascending order if you have duplicate records in the department column. So here you were having duplicate records, so it has sorted based on the ascending order. Here you were having duplicate records for these three values, HR, then it has sorted based on the ascending order. Here again you have duplicate records for the IT, so it has sorted based on the ascending order. Fine. So this was a fixed way. So even like, okay, this was like salary as ascending. Do you guys have any questions on this one? I'll just explain with some new scenarios. Okay. Here I mentioned salary as descending, salary as ascending. So you can write anything. You can write either ascending or descending, right? It's not like just it will be sorted based on the ascending order. So if you have duplicate records, just it will check that okay, user have mentioned the other columns or not. Yes, if you in your query you have mentioned other column details, then it will check that okay, user wants me to sort it based on which way. Like if it is in ascending or descending, so it will check that okay, user wants me to sort it based on ascending, so it will sort duplicate values just for those department which has duplicate values. It will just sort it based on the ascending order. Fine. So now there is no such thing that you just can mention two columns. You can mention any number of columns, okay? But yeah, it will impact in performance. So whenever it is necessary, then only use order by. If there is any requirement, then use order by, or else do not use order by clause. Let's see. Okay. So now if you'll see here, we are not mentioning anything. So it will understand that it's in ascending order. Let's take a new one now, right? So that I can share your scripts and then you can just execute these things. See, just attending the class will not work actually. I don't say it won't work. It will just give you 50% of the knowledge. And again, if you're not revising it, the 40% will be gone. Only 10% will be remaining in your mind, right? But if you are revising post the class, then the whole 50% will be staying in your mind, right? If you practice the question, if you like understand how I'm teaching in that manner, if you're trying to understand by doing the hands-on, like by executing queries in this live SQL platform or any of the databases, then you will be able to understand it clearly. You'll be able to solve any questions, any scenario-based questions as well, right? Okay, so see, now salary is descending. Now you say it here. So now it's not saying any of these columns, it's just checking that okay, order by department. So it has sorted based on the department column. When they have duplicate records, then it's sorting based on the salary column. So now we have mentioned salary in descending, so it is sorting based on the descending order. So for these two records, it has sorted based on descending order. For these three records, it has sorted based on descending order. And again, for these duplicate records, it has sorted based on the descending order. Right? Hope it is clear. So today, even like I'll be sharing questions on these topics as well. So once the class is over,